I'd like to call this meeting of the Cordova Recreation and Park District Board of Directors on August 20, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Before we continue, I would like to take a moment to honor a memory of Cupcake, the beloved donkey at Hagen Community Barn. And I believe for 24 years, Brian told me earlier in the day, Cupcake lived in that barn. Cupcake was a gentle, cherished presence in our community, bringing joy to countless visitors over the years. He celebrated his 29th birthday this past April, and his passing on August 10th, leaves a special place in our hearts. Please join me in a moment of silence as we remember Cupcake and the happiness he brought to so many. Thank you very much. Hee-haw.
It's yeehaw.
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 Hee-haw.
Did you catch that?
No, it's hee-haw, I think.
No, heehaw's a show.
All right, members of the public can view the meeting live on YouTube, and the link is posted on the agenda. Members of the public are hereby notified that meetings of the Board of Directors are recorded, and requests for video recordings may be made to the clerk of the board. If a member of the public wishes to make a general public comment or a comment on a certain agenda item, please submit a blue speaker card to the clerk of the board, and speaker cards are available on the table at the back of the room. And at this time, I'd like to welcome up CRPD Barn Coordinator Chris Nelson.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And next, I'd like to welcome up Recreation Supervisor 2, Matt Zimmerling, who will say a few words.
Good evening, Chair Sloan and members of the board. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce Chris Nelson, our program coordinator at the Hagen Community Barn. Chris is instrumental in the day-to-day operations of the barn, overseeing volunteers, ensuring the animals receive exceptional care, and leading the planning and execution of all of our barn-related events. Over the past year, Chris has reinvigorated the barn with fresh energy and creativity, organizing memorable events like the Valentine's Day party at the barn and the rodeo lunch at the barn, which welcomed an estimated 150 visitors in a single day. Chris has been a dedicated member of the CRPD team for over 4 years, contributing across various program areas. His connection to the barn, however, began long before his employment. In 2015, Chris started volunteering at the barn, driven by a lifelong passion for animals, something that began in childhood when he would walk to the park just to visit with the animals. Outside of work, Chris enjoys camping, riding, and is a devoted Disney fan. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank Chris for the love and care he's shown to Cupcake over the years. For those of us who knew Cupcake, it means the world to know that he was looked after by someone who treated him as a cherished member of our community. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to call order now.
We're going to do standing action item real quick. This is the portion of the meeting where we deal with any requests to join remotely through AB 2449. We received no requests under the emergency cause provisions, and the listed is no action taken.
Thank you. Now can we call order?
Director Danzel?
Here.
Director Yerwin?
Here.
Secretary Mattis?
Here.
Vice Chair Langen?
Here.
Chair Sloan?
Here. So, I guess we went out of order.
You got the super squeaky chair. I had no idea.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Is that item 3? Standing action item.
B. So it looks like we're on to comments by the public on non-agenda items. Members of the public may address the board on topics within the district's jurisdiction that are not listed on this agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. It is a violation of state law for the board to discuss or take action on non-agenda items. Board members may only briefly ask clarifying questions or refer the matter to staff. And at this time, we've received no speaker cards. However, is there anyone who'd like to make a public comment? And seeing none, we will move on.
Good, that brings us to our consent calendar.
Consent calendar items are considered administratively routine and will be acted upon in one motion unless separate action on a specific item is necessary. The chairperson will consider any requests for discussion on the items prior to approval of the consent calendar. And this evening, we have 3 items for your consideration. And at this time, we've received no speaker cards, and it looks like we have no public comment.
Would any board member like to pull any of the consent calendar items? No? I'll honor a motion.
Chair Sloan, I'll move the Board of Directors approve consent calendar items C1 through C3.
Motion by Director Yearwood,
Second.
second by Director Danzel. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Abstain.
And Chair Sloan.
Aye. Presentations, none. Committee reports.
Item E1, Ad hoc Committee for the PMRAD Nominating Committee on July 23rd, 2025, and Vice Chair Langen and Secretary Mattis attended.
All right. So it was a good meeting, and we initially had 2 constituents who had applied, but they were not eligible as they were not in the right districts. So unfortunately for that, so then we contacted the other 3 that were appointed, or that were already appointed for their last term.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that report. That brings us to F1.
Item F1, adopt Resolution 25/26-12, approving the final budget for the Cordova Recreation and Park District for fiscal year 2025/26, and authorize the general manager to file with the county auditor controller. And CFO Matt Goodell will be presenting on this item once the public hearing is open.
Thank you. So, what? Clerk, are we doing number 1? We'll now open the public hearings. At this time, it is 6:37.
So we did receive 1 written public comment from Dustin Miranda today regarding this item. So this will be distributed to the board and will be part of the record. If you could take one and pass it along, that would be great.
Are we supposed to read this now? We have time to read this? Do we take time to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same thing you said earlier, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's a public comment about this particular item. No, it's just a public comment for the 5 minutes. So you can continue when you're ready.
You guys ready?
No.
No, not quite. think we're good to go now. Shelby, did you announce the staff member who's going to be presenting?
Yes, we'll turn it over to CFO Matt Goodell.
For the meeting, or the public hearing's open, right?
Mhm.
All right, perfect. Okay, presentation time. All right, so good evening, Chair Sloan and board members. Welcome to the final budget public hearing for fiscal year 2025, 2026. We are continuing with our award-winning look and best practices. And overall, I'm very pleased with the final result of the book. The community relations team, which is a newly named department, led by Shelby Golden, assisted with the theme and the pictures that you see throughout this document. The budget cycle, similar to years past, as we find our way from start to finish to adoption tonight. There have been some adjustments and encumbrances since the public preliminary budget workshop that we held in June. And so those are the changes that I'm going to present and talk about this evening. To start, the board adopted a $32,623,500 preliminary spending budget at a public hearing on this past June 18th. And since that meeting, there's been a review over the past couple of months and some requests for adjustments, additions, and some other known things that we came across and some encumbrances. And so there's a bottom line change of an additional $288,400 in spending. So let's dive deeper behind those requests. Starting with the first object of salaries, benefits, and taxes, these are the adjustments that we have. Park Services is requesting some additional part-time hours for maintenance worker aid to assist in the additional new parks that we have upcoming, and also some new amenities, including the White Rock Community Dog Park. And so that was the financial impact to that. Park Services is also requesting for temporary help when staff is out on leave to cover for their absence, and so we have a temporary company that we can use and get in some extra bodies to help out throughout the year. So they did a projected not to exceed a balanced budget of $30,000. And the planning department has new staff, and in lieu of mileage expense reports, since they do travel around quite a bit to visit sites, the reimbursement will be in the form of a payroll allowance. So for object total 10, that's $63,100 additional dollars. Moving on to the 20s, next adjustment for service and supplies and contracting. A few here. So after a final review, that we realized there's going to be some additional costs for legal notice costs in newspapers for about $2,700. And departments had business conferences, including mine, that occurred in June, but those expenses were subsequently paid for in July, and it totaled about $8,000 for those conferences. They're going to be paid this year. They were budgeted last year, and I looked at the last year's budget, and we had plenty of room of unspent money, so I just encumbered those funds into this year for $8,000. Good news, the district did receive a discount in insurance premiums, $60,000 less. Thank you for risk management being awesome and managing our latest insurance audit, and the end result being a discount. So fantastic. We did receive final projections for memberships, and so those dues went up for an additional $4,800, enough to add into the budget. The office bullpen is being used for staffing, and so there's some need for rework of the furniture and things, and so that cost $3,400 extra. And then planning also requested to have a district-wide consultant to help out with grant writing, up to $20,000 for that service. But in the end, if we do get grants, obviously that'll pay for itself times over. And then a community request was received and reviewed, and we agreed that we can spend up to $5,000 for windscreens on the fencing at the Rosemont Community Park at the pickleball courts to help block the wind. And then finally, an accounting adjustment of $215,000. This is for a previous interfund loan that we did between PMRID and the general fund. This happened before I was here, actually, in 2011. And it was still sitting on the balance sheet in our Compass Treasury at Sac County. And so this reverses that transaction. It's already taken place, but I need to get it off the books and clean it up. And so that $215,000 is going to come from the general fund to PMRID. So technically, we still have the money. We're not spending it, but it's going to a different fund, back to PMRID. So bottom line, an increase in Object 20 of $198,900. Do have a couple adjustments for projects, for capital improvement projects. Two, in particular, Taylor Park, requiring a replacement of the electrical service meter panel, needs to be done, so that quote came in about $21,000. And then also the Cordova Community Pool booth shower locker rooms, benches were damaged and be replaced at $5,400. So it's over our $5,000 limit to qualify as a capital outlay project. So that totals $26,400 extra in projects. So if we take another look, all the adjustments and changes, again, the net change is $288,400 more in spending, and so that brings us to a total of $32,911,900. Those changes are going to be offset with interest income revenue. I'm always conservative with that because you just don't know what our interest is going to be, but looking at last year's numbers, I'm confident that that number can increase as well to offset it. And so that is the total for the final budget. Very large T-shirt. Staff report, the resolution, the award-winning final budget book is included in your packet. Also has expanded schedules and required accounting forms as well. And that ends my presentation. Chair Sloan.
What a great presentation. Thank you, Matt.
Appreciate it.
Do I have any questions from the audience or the public? Anything come up?
We have received no speaker cards at this time.
So at that time, I'm going to close this session at 6:47 p.m. And now I'm going to ask my board members if they have any questions about the final budget, the presentation. No questions?
Oh, I have one question. How are those benches damaged that we need to replace? I just assumed there was wear and tear or something, or water. They were vandalized or something?
No, design flaw.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I didn't ask that question specifically, so, but good curiosity. Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, that was just going to be my question, but I also just want to roll back and thank the PMRID folks that, thanks for those that applied, thanks for those for their service that that they've done and they're going to continue to do.
It's a great group.
Okay, then at that time, any questions? I don't have any. Anybody want to make a motion on this?
Well, I don't have a question about his presentation. I do have a question about this, what we received from the staff. I mean, there's money budgeted for things of this nature, but it's due to his status as a part-time employee?
Yeah, I'm going to let HR handle it from here.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Chair Sloan and the board. That's a great question. So definitely we take this as a serious matter. So for us, we have to determine, so right now we're actively determining, we just received this, which positions are required to wear protective footwear and when these will be provided to the employee. So as of right now, we're still looking into this because we received this today. But we will, if it becomes like a policy amendment, because the policy doesn't specify when certain clothing or PPE has to be provided, we'll bring that to the board of directors.
That's why. This isn't really like a budgetary thing. This is more of a policy thing.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Thank you.
Anything else? No.
So anybody want to make a motion on this item?
Chair Sloan, I move the Board of Directors adopt Resolution 24/25-12 approving the final budget for the Cordova Recreation and Park District for the fiscal year 25-26 and authorize the General Manager to file with the County Auditor Controller.
Motion by Director Danzel,
Second?
second by Vice Chair Langen. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye.
Thank you.
Yay.
Good job, staff.
Yeah, it's a great book. Thank you to Community Relations, too. They really helped out with those dividers. I think they're wonderful.
Great, cool. That brings us to item G, our regular calendar.
And we have no items on the regular calendar
have
for
no-
tonight.
No, we have none on that, okay. Let's see. Now we get to item H already? Or am I missing a page?
Yes.
Item H, board officers appointments.
Item H1A, appoint 3 members to the Park Maintenance and Recreation Improvement District, PMRID, Citizens Oversight Committee. At this time, we received no speaker cards. However, does anyone would like to make a public comment? And seeing none, I'll just touch on a few items in the staff report. So there are currently 3 seats on the PMRID that need to be filled, 1 seat in Zone A and 2 seats in Zone B. We received 5 applications in total. As previously mentioned, 2 of the applicants were ineligible due to the residents being located outside of the PMRD boundaries. The other 3 applicants were eligible, and their applications are included in the board packet. And staff is recommending that the PMRD nominating ad hoc committee make recommendations for each of the open seats through 3 separate actions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So are we going to vote on these? We have to approve these? Each one separately, okay.
Are we ready to go?
I think so.
All right, well, I'll start with the first one there. I move the Board of Directors approve Lauren Ledesma to the PMRD Oversight Committee, Zone A, Rancho Cordova, for a 4-year term expiring on June 30th, 2029.
And now do we vote on that?
So he has to make a
Yes,
second.
we'll need a
I'll second
second.
I need a second. Okay, second on that one. So roll call vote, please.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye. Now the next one. Who wants to do the motion on the next one?
I move the Board of Directors appoint Lauren Padilla to the PMRID Oversight Committee, Zone B, Rosemont, for a 4-year term expiring June 30th, 2029.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Langen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Director Danzel. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye. Now for our third nominee.
Make a recommendation, motion. I move the Board of Directors appoint Bonnie Domini to the PMRID Oversight Committee, Zone B, Largemont and Riviera East, for a 4-year term expiring June 30th, 2029.
A motion by Secretary Mattis,
Second?
second by Vice Chair Langen. Roll call vote.
Director Danzel?
Aye.
Director Yearwood?
Aye.
Secretary Mattis?
Aye.
Vice Chair Langen?
Aye.
Chair Sloan?
Aye. Great. That's all taken care of. That brings us to our board member reports.
For item H2A, there was no training to report this month, and item H2B is the community activities report. And at this time, we received no speaker cards, and I'm seeing no public comment.
Great. And I'll start down at the very end there, Director Danzel.
In the board package, I have one thing, but I forgot that I had a meeting this morning until this morning. So I wrote that in. So first was August 9th, 2025, CRPD Lowry Field dedication. Small event, but that's exactly what I expected out of that event because it is very family-driven, and seeing the Lowry family out there to talk about, you know, their father, their family member who brought that park to what it is, and to be able to put baseball into that park many years ago. It was great to see the family, meet some of the ones that I had not met, and that was it on that. And then today I had CRPD board meeting, and we went over a few things. CRPD Conference 2026, not much has changed because a lot of that work got done during the last term. Legislation, I'll let Chair Sloan talk on that. And then just basic housekeeping for the rest of the year when we have meetings coming up, things like that. So that's what I've got.
Thank you, Brian. Director Yearwood, what do you have?
Why, thank you, Chair Sloan. I have 2 items.
I look forward to hearing from you.
The first one is the Lowry Field dedication on Saturday, August 9th. It was a nice event. A lot of his family was out there. oddly enough, the Lowry I went to school with, he wasn't there, but that's all right. But yeah, it was nice. It's, I believe it was Danny, the one that spoke. I mean, it's very important to him. You could tell by his comments and all that, and his whole family was out there. So it was a very nice event. And then August 5th, I was over in Lincoln Village at the National Night Out. It was a small event, nice. The pool was open. Kids were enjoying that. Police had come by. Some city council members were there. And of course, I was there, and Chair Sloan was there, and so was staff, including our general manager down there. So again, it was a nice night, and that's all I've got.
Thank you. Secretary Mattes.
Oh, on July 23rd, Director Danzel and I, not Danzel, Langen, sorry. It's been a long day. We attended the PMRID nomination ad hoc committee meeting, which we talked about earlier. And again, I would just like to thank all of those that have volunteered for that position and continue to do it. Their input and their work is doing great things for this district. August 9th, the Lowry Field dedication. I attended that as well. Yes, it was great to hear the stories, meet the families. That was Larry's brother, right? That was there with the photos. They brought the old...
The older gentleman?
Yeah, the older black and white photos. And so we had pictures of Larry when he was 8, 10 years old, you know, so it was kind of cool seeing him, to kind of see it full circle. August 12th, attended the feasibility studies outreach meeting here. It was a turnout. It was nice to see those boards come back with going out to the public, people putting dots on them, and kind of seeing which amenities that people would like to see, not necessarily at these facilities, but, you know, it kind of gives you an idea in general around the district, maybe in the future. And then on August 15th, last Friday, I attended the CORC Chase Drive and American River Parkway connection ribbon cutting. And so that was kind of nice to finally see that project being done. It's nice to see that the trail is no longer the main way around the route behind the dugouts there behind the baseball field. 'Cause I remember as a kid using those as jumps to go around, so now it's a nice flat road to the trail now. But it looks great. Everything looked nice, and it was actually being used while we were there. So it's been open for a while, but it was nice to actually see people go by just not knowing what was going on, but they were able to use it and see it.
Thank you. Vice Chair Langdon.
Yeah, so July 23rd, the PMRID nominating committee meeting. Just like Secretary Mattis said, just thank you to everyone who has been involved in that, and then also thank you to the people, everyone that did apply to show interest. And then on August 8th, the Rosemont Community Pool Family Swim Night put on by CRPD. Just a great night to come out. It was actually kind of funny at the end of it. There was probably, I don't know, 30 or so high school football players that came in, and they started swimming and jumping around and throwing the football in the pool and catching it and different things. And so it was kind of fun just to watch and just be a part of it and be there. And so, yeah, great time.
Great, thank you. So, I was at the pool on July 18th also. Were you not there?
I was not outside.
Oh, I thought I saw you there.
No.
Anyway, I see how it's sort of like they're trying to get the word out, and people are coming and they're really enjoying it, and I saw it growing. So I went to all three of them. The second one was a music-oriented one. We had like a theme, and the first one was art, and the last one, I don't remember what the theme was in the third one, but back to school thing. And it was like Danny said, you know, we had the JV football coach come up with, paid $30 for his kids to come in there, and they are having a great time, a really good time. So I know that the community would like to see that. I'd like to go over the process and see what we can do to still make this thing happen for the future. I think it's still a viable entity that we provide. After I went there, after the August 1st one, I also went to the concert in the park at Capitol Village. And that's always, I mean, that park was packed. And we're having some good weather. We've got some good concert, good music. I don't know if you've had a chance to get out there, but they're really, the public is showing up for that event. On August 8th, like I said, I went to the other swim night, and then that night too, I went to the concert. Saturday, August 9th, I went to Lowry Field dedication. And I was touched by what Frank's son Danny had to say. And Danny gets up there and he says he doesn't feel real comfortable about speaking in front of people, but I think you knew that he spoke from the heart. And the richness of that family has brought to the Little League organization, I thought was just fabulous. The sign's going to be in an area where people, as they walk into the complex there, they're going to see that sign hanging on the back, and it won't be hit by foul balls. It's well protected. His older brother actually played when it was at a different location when they first opened up back in, I don't know what the year was. But it was very interesting to see the history that family has. On August 19th, Tuesday last night, I attended the It Takes a Lincoln Village community meeting. And they were very thankful to the district because they waited to the last second to plan a national night out. I think they did it 2 weeks before the event. And they wanted to have the pool open and get funding from the city and vendors out there, and they did a good job. They got all that together. I mean, I think it'll be a little bit different next year. I can inform you that, but I'm not going to tell you what's going to be next year. But they also are planning on October 18th, they're going to call it a tents retreats. Not going to do a trunk retreat. They're going to have tents retreats and actually have a movie night out they're planning it on the softball field. So I don't know if I'm pretty sure they've talked to someone, otherwise they wouldn't be telling me that. So you guys you'll be hearing from them shortly, I imagine. And then today, August 20th, Brian and I were on a Zoom meeting with the CRPD, and I'll go over my notes because it was kind of an interesting meeting because we talked about the state budget and where we have $322 billion budget. What do you think? What do you think, Matt? Piece of cake?
Very large t-shirt.
Very large t-shirt. Well, anyway, they seem to have, the controversy is they used voter-approved bond money, I believe from Proposition 4, and to help make that budget. And so our organization, CRPD, has decided to oppose using Prop 4 for that funding. And our organization is also watching, there's a watch on AB 749. So that's one thing that we're keeping an eye on. Talked about the conference in Monterey.
What is that?
I don't remember what it was. So maybe Brian can remember what.
I do not know.
Yeah.
I don't have it
I'll
set up.
Google
That's
it.
the unfortunate, Chair Sloan.
It has something to do with hiring or part-time employment, you know?
I don't know.
All right. And then we gave our advocacy company, Public Policy Group, a 3-year extension. And we discussed the formation of a nonprofit foundation they're going to try to form there. So that's basically it for my report. And that brings us to I,
Item I1, district-wide monthly progress report for August 2025. And at this time, we received no speaker cards, so I will turn it over to General Manager Patrick Larkin.
Thank you, Shelby Golden. All right, just some highlights from the month. I also attended the National Night Out at Lincoln Village Community Park. I wanted to thank the aquatic staff for pivoting again this summer at the last minute and making the pool available for this event. So I really appreciate the flexibility and our ability to open up and offer that for their event this year. The staff and I toured 4 different dog parks in the region. We looked for their designs, their function, their purposes, to get a good idea of how we want to implement future dog park designs in future parks that we're going for. So I thought it was a really valuable tour and give us a lot of information. Sometimes it's about what you don't want to do in these cases, and so we learned some good lessons about when our opportunity arises at future parks with dog parks plated for it. We will look to design it to the best of our ability and function. So that was good. Thank you to the staff for touring me around and looking at that. We also attended the Arch Nexus led the Mather Sports Center and the Center Property Phase 1 community outreach meeting here at the admin office. And I see Courtney out there. And so Courtney has been involved in this process. We appreciate her feedback. I know she's been involved with some of our new park planning efforts, so we appreciate you being here and thank you for your support with that. I was honored to be asked to participate in the California Special Districts Association. They are hosting education sessions for the Sacramento Area Council of Government, SACOG. The educational sessions will occur 4 times. The last one was just this past week. It was an educational webinar to educate the staff and board members of SACOG on what special districts do. So I am representing Parks and Recreation as special districts, and I'm super proud that they asked for me to do that. So 3 more sessions to come, and we will educate them and let them know the importance of special districts. Also attended the Chase Drive Trail Extension Project ribbon cutting event hosted by the City of Rancho Cordova. Overall, it's just a really good demonstration of agencies working together. So this involved the City of Rancho Cordova, it involved Sacramento County, us, the school district, of course the city, and Soilborne. And so with that, it's really just a nice amenity that we've brought to this community, and we're looking forward to having people stop off of the American River Trail and access our community center pools as well as Soilborne. So kudos to all of us involved that made this happen. And again, Mark, thank you for attending. I thought it was a really nice kind of demonstration of good partnership. So the recreation revenue and Cordova Golf Course are above target on the revenue by 3% to start the year. So that's a great start for us. Out of the 47 projects budgeted, 2 have been completed already and 4 have started. We have a lofty goal of 47 projects this year, so we're off to a great start. On page 146 of your report, we are expecting to start the construction in September for the Man Love Pathway project. A picture of that design is listed there in your report. And so we will keep you updated as to the progress of that. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jill Nuns, our Director of Parks and Recreation.
All right, thank you. All right, so over the past month, we held 4 themed family swim nights that received great participation and positive feedback, as was mentioned this evening. These events included Dancing Through the Decades, Buchella, Tropical Night, and Back to School at the Pool. A heartfelt thank you has to go out to all of the aquatic staff whose dedication and professionalism ensured a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone involved. So again, great job to the aquatics team. Over at the Cordova Golf Course, Beach Hut Deli will begin a new chapter. We're a little sad about this, but we're going to get over it. So Kevin Lorraine, who has led the Beach Hut Deli for the past 3 years, is stepping down at the end of August as new ownership is taking over. We sincerely thank Kevin for his outstanding contributions. His energy and customer service has made a lasting impact. on our community. He did a lot for our community and not just for the golf course. So we're definitely going to miss Kevin, but we're pleased to welcome Stephen Clement as our new owner and look forward to the fresh ideas and enthusiasm he will bring. So brand new look inside at the Beach Hut Deli. Will look the same on the outside for the most part, just somebody different behind the counter. In the Parks Department, we recently top dressed the Bermuda soccer field at Gold Rush Park with a mixture of sand, lime, and carbon to promote healthy turf. Even though that's a brand-new field, we are struggling with the soil there, and so Jim and his team are doing their best to make sure that we have that as a nice playable surface for the soccer groups that go out there. And then our sports field team has been actively preparing all of our fields for what is to be expected a busy and fall season. So the season has already kicked off and it's only really the middle of August, so it's crazy. But thank you to Jim and his staff for getting all of our fields looking really nice for all the play. On the recreation side, the Teen Adventure Group's third annual Bike Lab Camp was a tremendous success. Campers enjoyed scenic bike rides, hikes, arts and crafts, water activities, and a barbecue at Folsom Lake. This year, we added new activities to make the experience even more engaging, and the energy was fantastic. We're also preparing to welcome a new program coordinator who will help us build on this momentum and continue to enhance all of our programs. Again, another amazing program that we've got going on here at Cordova. And then finally, I just want to thank everyone who attended the dedication ceremony for Lowry Field at Alstrom Park. We, of course, celebrated Franklin C. Lowry's lasting impact on our community with heartfelt remarks and a ribbon cutting and the unveiling of a new signage. It was definitely a meaningful event that brought together the community members, friends, family, as well as local leaders to honor his legacy. I want to give a big thank you to Chase Michelotti for working with Danny Lowry, Franklin's son, who was there, who did make some comments on this special project. Chase worked really hard to make sure that this project came to fruition, so thank you to Chase and for all of that. So thank you, Chase. Now I'm going to go highlight a few of the upcoming events that we've got going on. So we've got Cupcakes Celebration of Life, which is going to be this Saturday at the Hagen Community Barn at 10 a.m. So hopefully you all can stop by and celebrate Cupcake. We have Meet the Machines at Hagen Community Park on Saturday, September 13th from 10 a.m. to noon. We have the Rosemont Community Celebration, which is hosted by the Rosemont Community Association at Rosemont Community Park on Saturday, September 20th. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we have the Future Community Park at Grant Line 208 Arista del Sol Developments. It's our second community outreach meeting. That's going to be here at the district office here in the boardroom, and that's going to be on September 23rd at 5:30 p.m. And with that, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Thank you for that report. J1? That brings us to J1, articles, correspondence.
Item J1 is our articles, correspondence, and public outreach, and item J2 is our CRPD calendar for August and September, and at this time, we received no public comment on either item.
Okay. And that takes us to J2. Our calendar.
Yep, item J2 is our CRPD calendar, and we have received no public comment on that item.
Okay. Then it looks like we're going to have a closed session recession here, right? We're going to recess?
Item K1, liability claim pursuant to California Government Code, Section 54956.9, claimant Justin Turnborough, agency claimed against Cordova Recreation and Park District, and at this time, we received no public comment, so I will turn it back over to you, Chair Sloan.
Okay, at that time, this time, I'd like to recess for a closed session at 7:14 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like to reopen this board meeting from out of closed session at 7:43 PM. And I'd like to report out, the board voted unanimously to reject the claim presented by Justin Turnbaugh. With that, I'd like to adjourn this meeting to our next regular meeting on September what?
17th.
17th. Good night.